And welcome to the full court prep and a season premiere and opener. Orchard Lake St. Mary's brings in Sterling Heights Stevenson. The Eaglets come in number 2 in the state overall, number 1 in our poll. And the Eaglets looking to get themselves back in prime position to make a run in the Class A state title. My name is Chad Bush alongside Lauren Bowman Sr. Glad to be with you from Dabrowski Fieldhouse in Orchard Lake, Michigan. It's opening night coverage, and we're glad to have this a part of a back end of a doubleheader. We saw the Motor City Cruise earlier this morning down in Detroit knock off the Sioux Falls Skyforce, and here we are, high school hoops tonight, and that guy right there, Javon Hanna, somebody to be excited about, Lauren. He's a guy that came over after Ipsy Prep closed. He's one of the exciting guys that are newcomers to this Orchard Lake team that has some pretty special returners as well.
Absolutely. Javon is a special player. He's a 3-level scorer. He's able to step out, shoot the 3, obviously get into the lane with a really nice pull-up mid-range game, as well as finish at the basket with both hands. So he's definitely somebody that they're going to have to game plan for this evening.
It all starts with Orchard Lake St. Mary's at the point guard spot, and it's Kareem Rozier, the senior, recently committed to Duquesne, well-deserved, maybe a bit under-recruited because of his size, but no doubt the leadership and the ability and what he's done on the floor in his 3 years under Todd Covert speaks for itself. Absolutely.
Kareem Rozier, no matter where you go, on or off the court, he's always the biggest person in the room. Just a huge personality. And then as it relates to his game, he's a giant on the floor. And he's just total command, never gets sped up. He's always one speed, and he's in total control of the offense. You're talking about a quintessential premier point guard. He is a true point guard in every sense of the word, and he's a scoring machine as well as getting everybody involved.
That's right. 8 assists, 10 points last year for Kareem Rozier. The straw that stirs the drink as you get a look right there. The other guy that returns, Lauren, is Jack Crichton, a senior, a kid that's committed for baseball, but he's a pretty darn good basketball player. He adds a lot to the St. Mary's team, and he's one of just 2 folks in the starting lineup tonight that are returners for Todd Covert and company.
Absolutely. He's another one. Jack is a multi-sport athlete, obviously committed to Michigan for baseball, but as it relates to his basketball game, he's a guy that's going to give you great minutes. He has a high, very, very high motor. He can step out and knock down the 3. Don't leave him open, because you're going to be giving up 3 points on the other against you if you leave Jack open. And again, the high motor and can definitely be a springboard for this offense.
There's more new faces to talk about with Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We'll get more into them. We could go up and down the spot. They've got 6, 7, maybe 8 Division I kids on this roster. We'll move on to the opponent tonight for Orchard Lake. It's Sterling Heights Stevenson, led by Ryan Joseph in his 3rd year and assisted by Jeff Becker. This is a Sterling Heights Stevenson club that has some talent as well, and it starts with number 2, JJ, the guy they call him, Mr. Justin James, a dynamic scorer and a guy that's going to be a fun matchup to watch against Kareem Rozier.
Absolutely.
And look, this is a St. Mary's team that finished 15-1 last year in the shortened season. Big shoes to fill. Some of these young guys are stepping into the action, for St. Mary's. But Sterling Heights Stevenson also had a year last year that they thought they had a great team, and all they did was go 6-4. But their head coach, Ryan Joseph, felt their year that was shortened certainly could come to fruition this year with some of the guys that they bring back.
Absolutely. And for this team, with the guys that they bring back, all they have to do is try to build on what they had last year. They had some success last year. Great coach that they have, and as long as they continue to stay focused and continue to grow, they will continue to get better.
Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah, and it's the 3rd year for Joseph. He's building the program, a program that was 500 in his 1st year. They won the districts, knocked off the number 1 seed Utica Ford, and they were ready to make their run before COVID stopped that short. Todd Covert and Orchard Lake St. Mary's, how about the run the last 2 seasons? 36-2, but no state title yet. And look, it's no secret. Covert knows they need to get back there. Those are the expectations. The year your son was a senior, the season was cut short due to COVID. That had to hurt. And then last year, they run off 15 straight games and then lose to the eventual state champion Grand Blanc. St. Mary's is hungry.
Absolutely, they are very hungry. You're talking about 2 losses in 2 seasons, and when my son was a senior, Lauren Bowman II, they went 21-1, won the Catholic League as well as Operation Friendship game at Cass Tech, and we were definitely cooking and peaked at the right time. And COVID shut everything down, only for them to return. Julian Roper stepped up big. As well as Kareem, and led that team last year to a 15-1 record, only 1 loss again. They had beat Grand Blanc earlier in the season, and in those type of situations, Chad, it's tough to beat a good team twice. And so when they wound up playing them again, they got caught a little flat-footed, and they came up short. So yes, you are right. They are hungry. And we'll see with the new faces what they come up with.
Sterling Heights Stevenson's in the house from the MAC Red. The Titans are here under Ryan Joseph, led by Justin James, Chris Sitto, Adam LeDuc, Jack Schurig. They've got some football fellas as well. We'll talk more about Sterling Heights Stevenson as the pregame show rolls on. Coming up, Todd Covert, the head coach in his 7th year of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. That conversation is next on either side of this timeout. This is the Preps full court coverage right here from Orchard Lake St. Mary's in Orchard Lake, Michigan. We're back in a moment.
St. Mary's is a place where boys come to find their place in the world. It's not just a place where we learn what to think. It's a place where we learn how to think. Education of the mind can be found almost anywhere. Education of the soul is what I've been taught at St. Mary's. So, if you think you're ready to be a part of our tradition rooted in success, come see for yourself how St. Mary's is more than just a school.
Welcome back to Full Court Prep in our season opener. Orchard Lake St. Mary's against Sterling Heights Stevenson. We welcome in the head coach for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, 7th year bench boss Todd Covert. Coach, look, you come in again this year with high expectations as you did the last 2 years around here after a banner of a season last year, undefeated to the end. You bring back another talented team this year with high expectations. Preseason polls have you number 1 or number 2. How do you feel going into this year?
Well, I told my team yesterday that we really got to try to eliminate the noise outside. We embrace that, we're a top program in the state right now, but, a lot of that just creates anxiety and expectations on kids. And, you got to just play. And we got to keep everything together. And when expectations aren't met and anxiety comes into a group, they start pointing fingers. So, it's hard to do. It's hard to block out those expectations, and but we gotta do it. Yeah. So,
and you're part of a wonderful league, and perhaps the most talented league in the state, the Catholic League. What a year to have 5 quality teams in one concoction of the Central Division. These may be the top 10 teams in the state overall. Top 5 teams. So, your thoughts on the Central Division and the Catholic League?
Yeah, I've never seen it this deep. There's multiple Division I players every night. I saw Brother Rice play last night, and they're, it's the best Rice team I've seen in ever. I got to see De La Salle play a couple nights ago in a scrimmage, and, they're as good as they've been in recent memory. And UAD is going to be UAD. They're always going to come after you. And then CC is strong from top to bottom. They're deep, and they got a couple Division I players themselves. So, I was driving here actually, and I was like, man, it's gonna be we got a long way to go before we get there, but it's gonna be a battle every night.
Let's start with the guys you bring back, and it's a short list. Kareem Rozier, a kid who's recently committed to run your show. Final year, it seems like he's been here 8 years, and I'm sure you'd take him for another 8.
Yeah.
Jack Crichton, who's committed to the University of Michigan and is a pro baseball prospect playing basketball. And the other guy, of course, who we won't see tonight, DC Temple. Guys you bring back, and then everybody else is really a newcomer or comes off the bench. Talk about this team and the newness of it and the youth of it.
Yeah, it's kind of the extremes of both ends. So Kareem's just he's a great leader. He's a great competitor. I've said it 1,000 times. He's the most selfless kid I've ever coached that I've been around. He's always getting other people involved. And it just truly wants to win. So I'm happy for him going to Duquesne and had a great summer. And he's definitely our leader.
You also have youth that's exciting. Trey McKinney comes in, Sherrod Barnes come in. They're both in the starting lineup as freshmen in this loaded team. Speaks a lot to the depth of this program. Yeah,
I mean they're both really talented kids. Trey's got a body of a college guy already almost. And Sherrod Barnes, you mark my words, that kid is going to be a big time player. The strength and quickness and his ability to guard as a 9th grader, I don't know if I've seen for a long time. And then you got Crichton, who just, without Jack, he's the calming factor out there, and steady and consistent, and just a super smart basketball player, and he's able to kind of be a coach on the floor. So,
Javon Hanna, we didn't talk about. You're Mr. Basketball candidate. We haven't even gotten to yet, and he's a nice guy to feature, and Bart Kapusa as well. Those are guys that we'll see throughout the year.
Yeah, no, obviously Javon is going to Western Michigan. Elite talent, right? He doesn't really have any holes in his game. He can shoot the 3. He can score above the rim. He has the mid-range game. He's quick, good defender, good rebounder. But what a phenomenal kid. I mean, what a great young man. Just a joy to be around. My little one, Olivia, she doesn't talk to anybody, and I had him over to the house at the beginning of the school year for a little get together, and that's her favorite person in the world right now is Javon Hanna. So
well, it'll be fun to watch. I know Eaglet fans are going to fall in love with him. Just real quick, in 30 seconds or less, Sterling Heights Stevenson, the opponent tonight, someone to respect from the MAC Red.
Yeah, I mean they're well coached. They had a great year last year. I know they're bringing a couple kids back. But look, they're always a tough out, and we expect a ball game tonight.
Catholic League, MAC Red, Todd Covert, season opener, head coach in his 7th year. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Todd Covert and St. Mary's getting ready for tip-off. We'll have the starters right after this from Dabrowski Fieldhouse.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse. We get set for the national anthem. Stand by for the start of this one. We're getting ready for full court prep, and tonight is opening night coverage. And we're back in a moment for the start of this one from Dabrowski Fieldhouse. St. Mary's and Stevenson right after this.
It was very exciting to be the first class.
So we're parking the temperature, the humidity.
It's just really empowering, and I feel very blessed.
Walking around this campus and getting to see Orchard Lake, no other school gets to see that.
The way my relationship with all my friends has grown is crazy. It's almost like a sisterhood, just how like the guy said a brotherhood. I think we have an amazing sisterhood.
To be these women of St. Mary's is to be the first woman or person to do anything. You're making a legacy just by being here, going to school. That's not really a thing that everybody gets to experience. You're starting something new.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports. There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Welcome back to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. My name is Chad Bush alongside Lauren Bowman, Sr. Let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. For Sterling Heights, Stevenson, the Titans, who come in under head coach Ryan Joseph in his third year, assisted by Jeff Becker, Dave Lamoureux, and Madison Rostovsky. They'll start like this. It's Justin James at the point guard, the senior, and their best player, who puts up better than 17 points a game a season ago. Chris Sitto at the shooting guard spot, a senior that's paid his dues, and a long shot from outside, very accurate. Mo Unjaye, a senior, is another guard in this three-guard offense for Ryan Joseph, productive player. At one of the forward spots, it's Jack Schurig, a senior forward, a kid that can shoot it. Adam LeDuc, a senior, a footballer, two-sport star, and a guy in the middle that can really solidify the Titan offense. Let's meet the starters for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the Eaglets, who come in under head coach Todd Covert in his seventh year, a 1992 graduate of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. His associate head coach is Len Karstia, assisted by Marcus Webster and assisted by Brad Crichton. Number 3, the point guard, Kareem Rozier, recently committed to Duquesne. He leads them double-digit in assists a year ago. Jack Crichton at the shooting guard spot, a guy that has committed himself to baseball, to the University of Michigan, but also a noteworthy basketball player and one of 2 returners in the starting lineup tonight. Javon Hanna, the senior, and a transfer in from Ypsi Prep. Ypsi Prep closed. Orchard Lake said, okay, and here he came. He's a Western Michigan commit, and he's a Mr. Basketball candidate and an electric, explosive player for OLSM. Trey McKinney is a freshman, and he's the top freshman by some and most in the state of Michigan. He wears number 1. He's from Flint, and this kid is in the starting lineup today for Todd Covert. And Sherrod Barnes is the second freshman in the lineup. He's a guard. He's a darn good one, a defensive specialist, and he wears number 0. We're about set to go. Lauren Bowman, glad you're with us.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Glad you're with us, and we are underway officially. Full court prep is in session, and here comes Kareem Rozier. Back to Trey McKinney. 7 offers, high major offers, Division I. Illinois was the last one. McKinney, pocket left for 3. That's short. And Crichton battles to save the possession, and Stevenson wins it out. So here comes their best player. They call him JJ. It's Justin James, and he misses the shot, and here comes Rozier. 3-on-2. Rozier down the boulevard, kick out, left pocket, Crichton for 3. Splash City to start this season for OLSM in 2021.
And you can see the leadership of Kareem Rozier, how he set Jack Creighton up for the three, nothing but bottoms.
Creighton, a guy that associate coach Len Karshnia said, I swear the kid made like 18 three-pointers in practice the other day. Fade away from the left long corner, no good. That's out of the hand of Jack Schurig, the senior.
And even on that play right there, you saw the length of Jack Creighton on the defense to make that shot come up short.
You did. He does it on the defensive end as well. The Titans to trigger. They like their team. They're going to compete out of the MAC Red this year. And Ryan Joseph really likes the fact that he has a full season to work. Joseph, a guy that has coaching in his blood. His dad is a women's basketball coach at Utica Ford High School, and he helped him for a while. Down to the right block, a foul as LeDuc was in the post. And what do we have here, Lauren?
Actually, that was a travel, and good help side defense by Rozier to come over to cause the uncertainty to commit the turnover.
And here comes Kareem Rozier, the Duquesne commit, off the bounce. Javon Hanna to the rack, lays it in, and the foul. Are they going to wipe it out or count it?
They actually wiped that out. I believe it's going the other way, offensive on Javon.
Three 3-0 St. Mary, so they do wave off the bucket. You're correct, sir. Bucket no good. Javon Hanna. They really like Javon Hanna, a guy that you mentioned scores at many different levels, but this guy's an explosive, quick player committed to Western Michigan. He's a candidate to be Mr. Basketball.
Absolutely, and we just saw that on that last play. However, he was able to explode to the basket, as I mentioned earlier. He can get to the rack, but yet just got stepped in front of a little bit.
Hanna went for 30-plus points his sophomore year against a Ryan Joseph coached team. He was at the time at Mount Clemens High School, and he did it against Stevenson. Ball out of bounds, baseline left, finally gets it in. That's to Unjaye, and he goes back topside to the senior Schurig. Working against Creighton, nice backdoor cut by JJ. Ball out of bounds, back to OLSM, leading 3-0. 2 minutes gone by.
Chad, have you noticed how aggressively the Eaglets get after it on the defensive end?
They do. It's an intense defense, and that is the one part that Todd Covert was a bit concerned about. He said, look, offensively we're there, but defensively there's so many things you have to do. Transition defense, communicating, all things that new players have trouble with sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sherrod Barnes for three, and he answers. 2 triples for the Eaglets already. That's the freshman Sherrod Barnes, who has an offer already from that team called EMU.
Absolutely, as you can notice on that shot, very aggressive with it, lined it up, knocked it down.
JJ with the basketball high on the right. Floats it up mid-post, and that's a nice-looking runner by Justin James, the point guard.
Very nice floater in the lane by Justin.
Kareem says, wait a minute, this is my nest. And he comes soaring in to score it to make it 8-2 with 5:12 remaining. And you think Kareem took that a little personal?
Absolutely, and you know he responded immediately to let everybody know this is my house.
You see the replay there. Stevenson 6-4 last year. But Ryan Joseph thought they had a very good club and a chance to do some great things. Turnover in the corner. Creighton has it, and he tried to throw the ball away.
Again, I like what the Eaglets are doing down low on the entry pass. They're bringing help side defense underneath, which is causing the Stevenson a lot of problems.
Good call on that. LeDuc will check out of the lineup, and so will Victor Campbell. And into the lineup comes Chris Sitto, the senior sniper. He is a real sure shot from the outside. Also in comes Kwiatkowski, the Central Michigan commit. There's a pass down low. Sharon of the Sugar. Kareem to McKinney. And that's something we'll be saying for a while here in Orchard Lake.
Absolutely. Again, Kareem seems like he plays like he has eyes all around the back of his head, how he's able to see McKinney cutting to the basket, dropped a nice dime for the two.
Kwiatkowski's in the game for Stevenson. He's a football commit to Central Michigan to play for Albert Karshnia and the Central Michigan Chippewas. Chippewas, the best team in the state of Michigan in the Mid-American Conference this year. Once again, Michigan MAC Trophy winners. There's Kareem with a rip at half court. 1-on-2 the other way, takes it to the hole, back to McKinney, laying good. And the Eaglets have a dozen and lead by 10.
Kareem is putting his stamp on this game early on both sides of the ball.
Timeout, Ryan Joseph.
Absolutely.
We'll keep it right here, partner. Your thoughts on that as we get another look at the Kareem coast to coast and the fresh finish from Trey.
This is what we mean by Rozier being the engine, the straw that stirs the drink on both sides of the ball. Aggressive defense, got the steal near mid-court, goes down, and then, like I said, eyes in the back of his head, knows where everybody is at all times, drops the dime to McKinney for the finish.
When your best player, or one of your best players, you're certainly your best leader, is that willing of a passer and wants to set other guys up, that helps the team out, doesn't it? I mean, that sort of gels everybody a little bit closer and tighter.
Absolutely does, and it makes everybody feels comfortable. Everybody knows that they're going to get their touches. Everybody knows that as long as he's at the head of the the offense, that they can just play off of his lead, and everybody will get into the flow and make things go.
That's right. Team chemistry is good so far, says Todd Covert, the seventh-year head coach. And so the guys like each other, but, you know, hey, look, it takes some time to get that identity on the offensive end. It takes some time to form those things, and just got to take care of the ball. But he says this is an athletic, smart team, and there's Jack Crichton there with a pick. Back to Hanna, and he traveled with it. Jack maybe a little too unselfish there, and it cost St. Mary's a turnover. And Hanna's been he's gotten cheated out of 2 baskets.
Absolutely. Jack with a great steal. It appears Hanna was thinking Jack was going to finish that and gave it to him, wasn't necessarily ready for it.
St. Mary's already with 3 steals in this game, and Sherrod Barnes, who might be their best on-the-ball defender, who's just a freshman, is called a little too physical across the way, apparently. By the way, the officials tonight, Lauren Rostovsky, Leon Brasted, and Luke Rye. James with the basketball for Stevenson in the blue uniforms.
I like Justin James, Chad. I like him. Nice cut.
Backdoor cut. Sito found him, and you mentioned it. James just seems to have a feel for the game. That was a nice cut.
Absolutely. And nice finish as well.
Hanna turns the corner. Right hand lay-in. This time it's good. The first points in the career of the Orchard Lake St. Mary's version of Javon Hanna.
Nice cut to the basket. Nice finish. Nice awareness. Nice aggressiveness as well.
Attacking the 10 is Mo, and he gets busted for the TO. 14-4, St. Mary's by 10, 3:16 left in the first quarter. Alex Westfall, your executive producer tonight. Substitutions. By the way, we should say that there's a couple key players out both ways. Jordan Ramsey is out, another Central Michigan football commit, running back, linebacker. We saw him here on the prep in football season on the Friday night clash. He's out of this game. He's a darn good basketball player from the guard spot. Kareem out of the bucket, just messing around, lays it in with a reverse, and Eaglets have their largest lead of a dozen.
If you notice what Kareem just did there, he was patient. He was looking for the open man, saw that he'd had a better opportunity, just finished it himself, and went on ahead and took care of business.
Sito down low looking for LeDuc, and he threw it away. And the St. Mary's defense, Lauren, really starting to cause some turnovers. The pressure's being applied.
Absolutely. They really get after it on the defensive end. I like how aggressive they are, beating their guys to the ball, beating their guys to the spot on the floor. and definitely causing confusion by Stevenson.
Yeah. Campbell and Austin Akrawi check in to the Stevenson lineup. Kwiatkowski remains in there. There's 4 football players for Stevenson on this club. Sherrod Barnes to the rack with a right-hand lay-in. That's a 14-year-old freshman, folks. Sherrod Barnes, 18-4. Sherrod with a pick.
And then calls the turnover on the other end.
The old pick and kick.
The old pick and kick, absolutely. Did you notice how explosive he was getting to the rack?
My goodness. Explosive, good finisher, and when you got a guy that has sticky fingers like that and a defensive presence, scary good. And that's why Eastern Michigan offered him a scholarship.
Absolutely.
Let's take a timeout. 30-second break coming up from Orchard Lake. Eaglets with their largest lead of 14, 2:23 to go in the first quarter. This is the Prep.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Welcome back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse. My name is Chad Bush alongside Lauren Bowman Sr., 18-14, St. Mary's over Stevenson. And look, so far, St. Mary's has had their way defensively, creating offense off of that defense. Haven't seen a lot in the half-court sets yet, but your thoughts overall on this game and the first 5.5 minutes?
Well, it appears to me within the first 5.5 minutes that the Eaglets are imposing their will on Stevenson on both sides of the ball. And just to piggyback off what you said as far as half-court sets, it's when you're causing turnovers and you're running the other way and scoring, you don't really necessarily have to get too many sets in. But
it's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing. It's a good problem for a coach to have. But overall, Stevenson is playing hard, and they're not backing down.
That was a half-court set. Javon Hanna found the open man. Rozier missed the 3-ball. He's been very good in the preseason in three-point shooting. And Stevenson has a double dribble in the backcourt.
Yeah, Stevenson looks a little rattled right now. All they need to do is just gather themselves, compose themselves, and try to make a run at this thing.
18-4, St. Mary's on top. The Eaglets have yet to go to their bench. They are down D.C. Temple, who would normally be a starter. McKinney fadeaway 16-footer, no good. And
another turnover.
How about it? Hanna up to Crichton, great catch, and he lays it in. Good hands, athleticism, and a nice throw ahead.
Absolutely. Good finish there by Jack Creighton.
16-point St. Mary's lead. This is their largest. Andrew Smith, the sophomore, about to check in. Layup good by JJ, and that stops the bleeding in a 10-0 run. Back to a 14-point game, and we get a travel, says the official. Trey McKinney checks out. And Kareem Rozier's out. Daniel Smythe, the sophomore, checks in, and Andrew Smith. It's the old Smythe-Smith sophomores. A lot of S's there.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to keep an eye on Smythe. He is a three-point assassin out there. You leave him open, you're going to have trouble.
That's what they say. His brother is at Loyola. Will Smythe, not far from his teammate last year, Julian Roper, down the street at Northwestern, and not too far from Roper's former teammate, Lauren Bowman II, who's up in Wisconsin. Smythe for three, in and out. And Smith with a rebound. Back to Daniel. Dead spot right, gave it up for Crichton. And well defended by Stevenson.
I'll tell you, going back to Will Smythe, he probably was the best three-point shooter that I've ever seen come through high school in any school. It was unbelievable, the performances that he put on last year as a senior.
12 3-pointers against Ferndale?
Yes.
It was 12 3-pointers against Ferndale.
12 of 16.
My goodness.
And he put a 40 ball on Ferndale. In fact, Ferndale had 40 points themselves.
Sure did. There's a whistle, and we've got a clock malfunction. 36.9. A clock malfunction. I think St. Mary's will keep the basketball. Stevenson will go to their bench. They'll give their senior Schurig a rest, and they will check into the lineup. Chris Sito. 35 seconds left. There's a steal. Crichton gets it ripped. JJ to the rack. Lay-in, no. Crichton fouled him. Going to make him earn it.
Yeah, that was a really good play by JJ. I'm gonna tell you, I'm impressed with this kid. He could be ready to fold into 10 early here, but he's continuing to fight, playing hard defense, getting the steal, and getting to the line.
Honor roll student, point guard, defensive stopper. He is their guy, and he's a 3-year starter as he rims off. All energy all the time, says his head coach,
Absolutely.
Ryan Joseph. Fastest kid on the floor.
All gas, no brakes there, Chad.
I like that motto. Splits the pair, 20-7. St. Mary's by 13. A lead has been as large as 16. Sherrod Barnes lost the handle. Picked off by JJ. 3-on-3. JJ out of control. He lost it. Nobody wants it. It's a flap. It's a flapjack shack here. Flipping, flopping. St. Mary's gets it back out of the exchange. Well, the Catholic League this year is something. St. Mary's, Brother Rice, De La Salle, UAD, Catholic Central. They are all going to be on display this Sunday, and we're looking forward to coverage of that. Hannah, as time winds down to the first, mid-post, fadeaway jumper falls, and Javon Hannah has 4 points to match his jersey number to end the first.
Beautiful move by Javon, getting to the lane. As I mentioned before, displaying his mid-range game, fade away toward the end of the shot clock.
So at the end of 8 minutes, Orchard Lake St. Mary's on the Javon Hannah fadeaway. He had a couple buckets taken away from him. Lauren, you got to feel good about this here. Hannah on the run out, and it started with Barnes.
Absolutely. Again, that defense, and then we get the ball back, get the ball into their guy who's on the floor there, and Javon displayed that mid-range game and knocked it down right before the quarter ended.
We'll take a timeout. We're coming back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse in a moment. The Eaglets with a opening quarter to remember. 22-7. Eaglets on top. We're coming back for the second quarter right after this. This is Full Court Prep.
St. Mary's is a place where boys come to find their place in the world. It's not just a place where we learn what to think. It's a place where we learn how to think. Education of the mind can be found almost anywhere. Education of the soul is what I've been taught at St. Mary's. So, if you think you're ready to be a part of our tradition rooted in success, come see for yourself how St. Mary's is more than just a school.
Second quarter underway. 8 minutes on the clock. His name is Lauren Bowman, Senior. My name is Chad Bush. Glad to be with you. Sterling Heights Stevenson from the MAC Red on the road to open up against Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Number 1 in our Full Court Prep Week 1 rankings. Number 2 in a lot of the state polls.
It appears as though they wanted to get the floor general a little blow, and they got Kareem Rozier right back out on the floor to control the tempo of the game.
Again, no DC Temple tonight for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, nursing a shoulder injury sustained in football in the game's the season's final game for the Eaglets. Legendary athletic director and head coach George Porritt, what was also his final game coached as an Eaglet. We thank him for his service and his time. He'll remain, of course, the athletic director through the end of the year. Had a really nice talk with Coach yesterday. I had the privilege of playing for him for 3 years in football. I just missed him in basketball.
He's a legend, and his name and reputation will always precede him.
Javon Hanna, the bank is open on Orchard Lake Road. Comerica Bank at Middle Belt and Orchard. If you didn't know, now you know.
I love it.
25-8.
When it rains, it pours.
That's right. JJ gets tied up, and they're going to get Kareem Rozier with a hold before the tie-up. That's a good call. Ball out of bounds. Baseline left. We get a look at this one. Sort of a tie-up.
It looked like a tie-up to me, but he didn't get the benefit of that call. It was called a personal foul.
The MAC Red is wide open, by the way. Dakota has won it the last several years in a row. Chippewa Valley going to have something to say, and this Stevenson team might have something to say. Down low, laying good. That's the big-bodied Joe Malik, a guy that's coming off a broken leg from a year ago. Trey McKinney, pocket left three, in and out, no.
That was a good over-the-top pass in to Malik for the finish on the other end there for Stevenson.
Broke his leg in February last year in tryouts. There's a pass picked off by Smith. Smith against Jones, right hand laying, no. And Stevenson well defended. 2-on-1, Kareem Rozier.
Good anticipation by Rozier.
2-on-1, Kareem to the rack, right hand finger roll. And St. Mary's has their largest lead just like that, a 17, and Kareem has 6.
Absolutely, and you can see again the difference that Kareem makes on both sides of the ball.
Offensive foul, illegal screen on Joe Malik. St. Mary's up 17 points with 6:19 to go. In the first, as Smith will check out, Sherrod Barnes, the freshman, back in. Let's take a look at this. Illegal screen, no doubt.
No doubt about that one.
No argument.
No doubt about that one.
So Sherrod Barnes is a combo guard, and he'll get a shot here at the point guard spot. We'll see how he responds. Kareem says, all right, go ahead. Let's see what you got, rookie. Cross-court pass. Crichton had it stolen. And Daniel Smythe will check in for him at the next whistle because of it. Jones throws it away, and here comes OLSM left to right.
What I liked in that last sequence is, although there was a turnover by Creighton, but the recovery by the Eaglets defense was able to force another turnover to take the ball back the other way.
And you say that about Jack, you know, the turnover, but a lot of times guys just need blows too.
Absolutely.
When mistakes like that from guys that don't usually make mistakes, might be tired. Smythe, right wing, three on the way, no. Offensive rebound, Sherrod Barnes, yes. 29-10, 7 for Sherrod.
Sherrod Barnes in the right place at the right time there, and the awareness to go up for that offensive rebound and tip it back in.
Nose for the basketball, explosive off his feet. JJ working against Trey McKinney, the freshman. Down low, Malik, right hand shot up, and they're going to whistle it off. And Rostovsky got it right. That is a travel.
But notice the court vision and the court sense for JJ there.
That's right.
Even to penetrate on guys that's, you know, bigger than him and get in there and then find the open man, even though he traveled with the ball. Great job by JJ.
Pull up Kareem for three, back iron miss, and Jones and Stevenson on the run out. Excuse me, Justin James. Two-time, nice feed down to Malik, who blew the bunny. Oh, what a feed. Here comes St. Mary's with a 4-on-2. Javon Hanna, left wing, Kareem, 4-3, no.
Again, just to go back to JJ's last possession there, this guy has a great feel for the game, great court awareness, and he's dropping some dimes in there, man, that should be finished, but that's okay. He's doing a great job.
Really a fun player to watch.
Absolutely.
In the MAC Red. There's a poke away, dig by Hanna, up ahead, Trey McKinney, and he has his 6 points of the night. Diversity in scoring partner. How about 7, 7, 6, 6, all kinds of points from a lot of different sources.
Well balanced from the Eaglets offense, as well as pressuring on the defensive end, and a great pass by Hanna to find McKinney for the finish.
Cross-court pass, mistake there. Barnes on the run, left wing Hanna, 3 on the way, long, and Trey gets another reset. With 4 minutes left, and we get a foul on that baseline. Jack Crichton will check back in. Kareem Rozier will get a blow. Again, it's a bit of a short bench tonight. The Eaglets are without Bartosz Kapuska. Kapuska has a hamstring issue. He's the 6'9" senior, and he was a game-time decision coming in. He looks like will not play tonight. They're going to take care of that hamstring. And that is a charge. It's an offensive foul, and Daniel Smythe took that charge and proudly gets up and walks back to the other side. That's Bugsy Smythe.
Absolutely. Took it with no fear.
Taking it.
Absolutely.
You think his older brothers ran over him in the driveway before? I think so. I think he ran over him. I think Bugsy's probably ran over Will, too. Crichton back in there. Rosie cheeks and all. Dump pass down to Trey. Left hand lay in reverse. Good. And the Eaglets enjoying their largest lead of 23.
That all started with Jack Creighton driving the lane, drawing the defense, and then dumping it down to McKinney for the finish.
4 straight for McKinney. He has 8 points right now to lead the way. The freshman.
Good on-ball defense.
Great on-ball defense. A really great pass, too, to get it between 2 defenders. And it's going to set up the big boy, Joe Malik, the junior, line left to shoot 2. Joe Malik stands in at 6'8". He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
Todd Covert in his 7th year, 1992 grad of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Played basketball here, golfed here, played baseball here. He used to throw a hot fastball. I was his catcher. I can confirm that. Line left. Malik nails it. And timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him. 33-11, 3:15 left. We're back in a moment. This is the prep.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
I want to thank our friends at Work 365. James Gonzalez doing great stuff, and we want to thank him for his sponsorship this season long. He's got one mission there at Work 365. It's, hey, to help athletes dominate their sport with top-tier training and coaching in athleticism, nutrition, and mental toughness, a part that a lot of folks may overlook. Not James Gonzalez and not Work 365. Work 365 Fitness, professional sports training quickly fills the gap between where you are and where you're destined to be. Greatness is within you. Check him out at Work 365, 248-875-3188 or info at work365fitness.com. 3 minutes left. St. Mary's has 33 points on the board. The threes are wild. Offensive rebound, Trey McKinney had it swatted. And Eaglets might get a third crack at it. Crichton down the boulevard. Floater from the mid-post, too strong. And Sherrod Barnes with a reset.
The Eaglets are like, they're buzzing on the offensive glass.
All over it. Third shot's a charm on the set. The three
Absolutely.
pops back up. And double twos. Jack Crichton gets the bucket. 7 points for Crichton. 7 points for Hannah. 7 points for Sherrod Barnes. James out to Sito for 3, and he cans it. We heard he could shoot it, and it's confirmed.
He shot that with a lot of confidence and knocked it down.
One of Macomb County's best shooters. Long corner left, Trey McKinney, and he cans a 16-footer. He has 10. He leads the Eaglets with 2 minutes left. They're up by 23.
I guess Trey says, you're going to leave me open, I'm going to take the shot.
You got it. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Well, we want to share our condolences with the Oxford community and the tragedy that happened last week. Heartbreaking, chilling, awful tragedy that happened, but here at the Prep, we want to send our thoughts to the families and the victims and the whole Oxford community. Of course, we want to recognize Hannah St. Julian, Tate Meyer, Justin Schilling, and Madison Baldwin. And Oxford strong, and we stand by Oxford, the Wildcats. And the horrible tragedy has our thoughts and our prayers at the Prep. And there was a moment of silence before tonight's game for what happened last week. So our thoughts, prayers, and concerns are with everybody involved in the Oxford community.
Absolutely, Chad.
1:52 left until halftime. St. Mary's enjoying a 37-14 lead over Sterling Heights Stevenson. And this is a bit of a teaser for what we're going to see on Sunday with the Catholic League Central Division taking on the MAC Red. And that's down at Callahan Hall. That's 5 games. St. Mary's, Brother Rice, De La Salle, UAD, Catholic Central, all taking on MAC Red opponents. We'll have it here on the Prep live for you. And we'll have that link out to you in a couple days. Stevenson basketball. Pass to LeDuc, picked off by Smythe, back the other way. Javon Hanna tried to bring down the house with one right-handed hammer, and it embarrassingly fell off the heel. We've all been there before, right?
We've all been there
You
before.
And I have done that.
Absolutely.
How many times?
I can't count how many times. However, I will tell you, it does show the mentality of Javon Hanna, and there's another steal.
Jack Crichton, 2-on-1 the other way. Jack shot off the mark, gets his own miss, puts it up, scores it, and a foul.
Eagles just imposing their will time and time again on both sides of the floor. And then you notice Jack stayed with it, missed it the first time. Ball comes down, goes back up, puts it in, and one.
Great stick-to-itness. Bugsy Smythe will check out. And into the lineup comes number 30, Jackson Wazalewski, a kid who came up last year late in the season, ironically after Daniel Smythe broke his wrist midway through the year. There's a near steal by Hanna. Wazalewski is really the only true backup point guard other than Kareem. Other
Beautiful
guys can play.
finish by JJ.
Nice athletic play. Barnes burst out of the baseline, but he's bumped along the way on the boulevard. Foul's going to go on Chris Sitto. Working against Mr. Sherrod Barnes. At halftime, we're going to talk to a guy you might know, Jermaine Gonzalez.
Yes, Jermaine Gonzalez, been knowing him for a while. He is my business partner. He's a great guy, and looking forward to it.
And he's also a guy that you see all around this gym, like we do your son.
Jermaine was a standout here, won a state champion. He was on that last state title team that we won in 2000.
That's right.
And two-star athlete, Michigan University at the University of Michigan quarterback, as well as on the basketball team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Proud Big Blue.
Proud.
40-16, 24-point lead for St. Mary's. Stevenson trying to get one last stand, and Jackson says, Crichton on the run. Back to Jackson. To Sherrod for 3, no. And somehow Wazalewski found Trey McKinney for the lay-in. Trey with a dozen. St. Mary's lead its largest of 26.
The Eaglets are just getting after it. Steals like galore.
Barnes ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
Javon Hanna with a crunch. As time winds down in the first half, the heave is off the mark, and the heat in this gym is by way of the red and white.
And the rim is still shaking at the other end.
There is a player down on the floor, and a little bit of concern.
It looks like it's JJ, but it looks like he's up and walking back to the hotel, walking back to the locker room.
So 44-16, St. Mary's puts on a run in the second quarter and pulls and piles away. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with a recap of the first half, some highlights, and then Jermaine Gonzalez will join us here shortly. 44-16, St. Mary's over Sterling Heights Stevenson. This is opening night coverage on the prep and our full court prep season here in the winter session. We're glad you're with us. Hope you're with us all season long. 44-16 halftime coming up next. This is the prep.
It was very exciting to be the first class. It's just really empowering, and I feel very blessed.
Walking around this campus and getting to see Orchard Lake, no other school gets to see that.
The way my relationship with all my friends has grown is crazy. It's almost like a sisterhood, just how like the guy said a brotherhood. I think we have an amazing sisterhood.
To be these women of St. Mary's is to be the first woman or person to do anything. You're making a legacy just by being here, going to school. That's not really a thing that everybody gets to experience. You're starting something new.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
but keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
St. Mary's is a place where boys come to find their place in the world. It's not just a place where we learn what to think. It's a place where we learn how to think. Education of the mind can be found almost anywhere. Education of the soul is what I've been taught at St. Mary's. So, if you think you're ready to be a part of our tradition rooted in success, come see for yourself how St. Mary's is more than just a school.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
My name is Chad Bush. We're at halftime of full court prep, opening night here on the prep. High school sports, basketball, all winter long, 20-game package. And let's take a look at our highlight package. Trey McKinney here finishes strong. St. Mary's offensively really spread it around. Javon Hanna banked it in. Didn't have his best scoring, but he was able to get it going late. Then you saw the big boy lay it in, Joe Malik. Kareem Rozier here on the run out. He lays it in. St. Mary's was able to get a lot of offense from the defense. Another steal here. Barnes with a bounce ahead to his classmate and fellow freshman starter Trey McKinney. And then Jack Crichton attacked the middle of the defense and reversed to Trey. And now this is JJ back to Cito. His 3-ball was through. St. Mary's wanted to play long ball themselves quite a bit, but this was off of a miss. Jackson Wasilewski finds Trey McKinney. And St. Mary's again, the pressure from the defense. Javon Hanna with a slam, and the exclamation point on the first half. As we're joined now by Lauren Bowman, and St. Mary's leads it comfortably 44-16 at the break. And Lauren, this was the first half that St. Mary's sort of, as we expected, had to figure out how to find their way. Meanwhile, Stevenson stuck around early on. But really the difference maker for St. Mary's in the second quarter and pulling away was what?
Well, in my opinion, just overall, just their tenacity on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Their tenacity has been incredible. They're getting after Stevenson. Their on-ball defense of Sherrod Barnes, even Kareem Rozier, has been spectacular, as well as the transition game. When they create the turnovers, they're out and they're going.
Yeah.
Not only are they going, but they're finding the open man and they're finishing. So it's been an impressive first half on the Eagles' part.
Yeah, and Todd Covert talked about that being one of the advantages this year is, look, everybody can run. You know, we got everybody that can run and a lot of speed. And so a lot of scoring in the first half, as we talked about, spread out. Double-digit scoring from Trey McKinney to lead the way. He was 6 of 7 from the floor.
Wow.
And 12 points for Trey. 3 of 3 was Kareem from 2-point range. 4 dimes. Also, he had 6 points. Javon Hanna, 9 points, and knocked home a couple triples. Jack Crichton with 10 points, and 3 of 4 from 2-point land. Sherrod Barnes, 7 points, and a couple of steals to round out the starting 5 for St. Mary's. And then you look on the other side of the ledger, and Justin James leads Stevenson with 9 points, 4 points in the game for number 1 Chris Cito. And, you know, that's 12 of the 16 points. The other 4 points are not in the lineup. Look, Stevenson needs a little bit of help in the second half.
Yeah, they do.
They've shown signs that they have some pieces, but I guess number 1, not turning the ball over would be a good start.
Absolutely. And you know what? Another thing I'm impressed with Orchard Lake St. Mary's is this. You mentioned earlier they only have 2 of members from their starting 5 back.
Right.
So all the other have a lot of new faces. But what we're seeing, at least here early, is that they don't look like they play. They look like they've been playing together for a while.
Yeah.
You know, with Kareem, they're running the show. Everybody's getting to their spots where they're supposed to be. And then when they are running their sets, everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Everybody's doing their job. And it seems like this group has been playing together for as long as they have, which is a compliment to the 7th-year head coach, Todd Covert, for having these boys ready to go.
Well said. Well said. 44-16 as we get set for the second half. We're back in a moment to start it up from Orchard Lake and Dabrowski Fieldhouse. This is the full court prep.
St. Mary's is a place where boys come to find their place in the world. It's not just a place where we learn what to think. It's a place where we learn how to think. Education of the mind can be found almost anywhere. Education of the soul is what I've been taught at St. Mary's. So, if you think you're ready to be a part of a tradition rooted in success, come see for yourself how St. Mary's is more than just a school.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Lauren Bowman Sr. and Chad Bush with you from Dabrowski Fieldhouse, Sterling Heights, Stevenson, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And for Sterling Heights Stevenson in the first half, they were led by James's 9 points, 4 points for Sito, and 3 points for Malik. And that's their 16 points. Pass down low in the block. I'm sorry, Lauren.
That's okay. Just a note earlier, we see JJ is not in the starting 5.
It's a good observation. What's going on? Looks like he's got an ice pack on his head. So Justin James, 9 of your 16 points. That's a
big loss.
There's a travel, another disruptive play by the St. Mary's defense, Lauren.
We've been saying it all night long.
Nothing new, right? Quick substitution. Austin Akrawi checks out, and the senior Jack Schurig will check out, and we'll have some words with his head coach, Ryan Joseph.
I just want to say that, we definitely can appreciate the hard work and hard play that JJ did in the first half. We just hope everything's okay with him there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep an eye on that. Kareem Rozier between the rings. St. Mary's with a 30-point lead. Crichton attacks the baseline and turns it over. The senior commit to be a Wolverine. Kick out, left corner, Akrawi 3, no. And Kareem skies high for the rebound.
Pushing it.
McKinney to the rack, right hand reverse, and a little cute there. He does have a knack to make some spectacular plays, but when you're a freshman, look, your job's to put the ball in the hole, not be cute.
Just put the ball in the hole, absolutely. But again, he's a freshman. He'll learn and he'll grow and get better.
No doubt. High ball screen. Pressure defense, Trey McKinney making up for it. 4-on-3, pull-up left elbow jumper, no. And the rebound pulled down by Victor Campbell, the sophomore. St. Mary's back in action on Sunday from Callahan Hall in Detroit. They'll take on Grosse Pointe South. And Stevenson back in action against Eisenhower on Friday. That'll be a home game for Stevenson. They'll take on one of their MAC Red rivals. Stevenson also will take on Clarkston later this year. Orchard Lake St. Mary's is targeted to play Clarkston next week at Clarkston.
A rivalry that runs deep there.
You're not lying, sir. That's next Thursday, by the way, a week from this Thursday at Clarkston. The Prep currently does not have coverage of that game, but we're open-minded and willing if we have a willing partner. 5:50 left. St. Mary's by 30. And the Titans' top scorer, Justin James, is out. There's a steal by the freshman Sherrod Barnes, coast to coast, laying good. And Sherrod Barnes has 9 points, and St. Mary's has 5 players with 8 or more points, all on the floor.
I'm interested to know how many steals Sherrod Barnes have. I am just very, very impressed with this kid's on-ball defense. He just won't stop. Even though they're up 30, they will not stop. They are just continuing to pour it on. Here's another steal, and then another finish.
Transition offense, defense to offense. Trey McKinney sharing the sugar. And St. Mary's has reached half 100 with 5:05 to go in the third. Campbell off the bounce, and we're going to get a hand check on Javon Hanna. And that'll be Javon's second, make it his third foul.
Third foul, yeah.
So Todd might have to go get him with 5:02 to go in the third as we get a replay of that fast break bucket led by that defense.
Absolutely. It starts on the defensive end for the Eaglets, and in transition, they are finishing on the other end.
We'll have our rankings here shortly. Week 1 full court prep rankings. No surprise, St. Mary's at the top of that list. Of course, it's Metro Detroit's teams only that are being ranked. Pass down low and a battle for it with the big boy Malik along with Sherrod Barnes. And, yeah, both the players were fine. All good. Just competitive basketball.
Even in the half-court set, on the defensive end, the Eaglets are running some trapping action here that we're beginning to see.
Yeah, showing a little bit, getting a little bit of work in. You don't want to show too much early,
Not
right?
too much early.
Either team, you don't want to show too much. But you also need to work on some things.
Absolutely.
Around the perimeter, Stevenson goes. High post to Schurig, and his shot's blocked, but a foul called, and free throws coming up for Schurig.
They got Creighton on the foul there. Barnes appeared to get all ball, but they're going to call Creighton for the personal.
Little body. Schurig misses the shot. He's a guy that maybe their second best player. Long arms, a post game, can three-point shoot it. And their best rebounder, a guy that their head coach, Ryan Joseph, trusts, is a senior. Malik will sit. And back into the lineup is Jordan Kwiatkowski, who's committed to Central Michigan to be a linebacker. And he's a good one. We saw him in the football season. He also rushed for over, 1,600 yards and had 14 touchdowns. Left corner, Sherrod Barnes. No good.
Even though he missed that shot, I like what Rozier did there in driving the lane and kicking it. He's always looking to make the right basketball play. Kareem Rozier.
Another theft here. The throw-ahead pass from Kareem to Javon is batted away. So 3 future football Chippewas in this building right now. Scholarship kids. Jordan Kwiatkowski, Jordan Ramsey for Stevenson, and DC Temple, the tight end commit, who's out with a shoulder injury. 2/3 of that group is out with an injury. But you'll see DC in about 3 to 4 weeks. You'll see Jordan Ramsey in about 3 to 5 weeks.
DC Temple hurt that shoulder in the last game of the season, the last game of the football season.
And we've got an injury now in the corner. I didn't see this. Sherrod Barnes is going to get helped up, and he will head to the locker room. Meanwhile, Andrew Smith, the sophomore, has checked in with 4:03 to go in the third. Kelly Garbig, the trainer, with some assistance from Don Buchanan. So some concern there, and our best to Sherrod. Meanwhile, Justin James returns from the Titan locker room. It's like the walking wounded over there to the right. We hope they all recover quickly.
Absolutely.
3:50 left. Corner pass to Javon. Patiently around the offense, the Eaglets go. Kareem.
Stevenson with some zone action here, Chad.
Yeah, throwing a little wrinkle. Victor Campbell on that top side of the 2-3. We'll see how St. Mary's responds. This is good for them to play against the zone.
Absolutely.
Certainly haven't worked against it that much in practice. Trey McKinney for 3, and he says that is your zone buster.
Absolutely, and here's a steal.
Javon Hanna with a lay-in. 5-0 St. Mary's run in 5 seconds. And just like that, the Eaglets
and there's
are
another
up 55-17.
They will not stop, Chad. They're like buzzsaws out there.
Todd Covert says, hey, you want to throw a zone at me? I'll throw some press at you. Right?
I love it. The thing about a zone is that if you got the shooters, you got McKinney, you got Kareem, Jack, you got Smythe. They all can shoot the 3.
Yep. Left hand lean in. Crafty play to get loose for Sito. Too strong. Kareem on the run down the boulevard. Kick out. Andrew Smith for 3. No good. The push from Schurig. Ball tapped out of there. Crichton, throw ahead. Trey McKinney with a catch. Trey McKinney with a power finish. And Trey now with 17 points to lead the way for OLSM, the top-ranked freshman in the state of Michigan.
And you can see why he's so highly touted coming out of middle school. He's playing way above his age. Very mature game to be a freshman.
Yes, sir. A guy that Todd Covert Raved about ability to finish in traffic, really impressive. He's the freshman class president, Trey McKinney, of the class at St. Mary's. Tough kid. 7 or 8 offers now. Guy that can shoot it. You saw him shoot from downtown. But a guy that really just has a knack around the basket, knows how to use that big body.
Absolutely.
It's a 14-year-old. 15 maybe.
Am I right to say I believe he had offers as high as Texas?
That's right. Illinois.
And just a freshman.
Yep. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Jack Crichton, big boy rebound. St. Mary's enjoying their largest lead of 40. Jack on the attack, down the boulevard, counted and a foul.
The Eagles continue to pour it on from end to end.
Wave the bucket off. They'll say it's on the floor, but Crichton wasted no time attacking the middle of the defense.
They just seem to be playing with a different mentality. They are just after it on both sides of the ball. As I continue to say, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's fun to watch when you see a team that can get the ball and get it out, get going, and finish at the other end.
Sure is. Zach Alindigan in the game. Bugsy Smythe for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Unjaye. St. Mary's by 40. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Opening night for both these clubs. And it's opening night for full court prep. Your key to high school hoops right here. Trey on the run. Trying to add to his game-high 17 points. Smythe around a screen. Flip back to Tommy Boss, who's checked in. And we get a bump or a push on Jackson. And the clock continues to run. So it'll be another MAC Red team for St. Mary's on Sunday as they'll take on Grosse Pointe South. Grosse Pointe South has quite a prolific score from what I understand. Under a minute, Trey McKinney, a freshman, lines up the senior Jack Schurig. In the final 5 seconds, dead spot left, 3 ball short. Kwiatkowski with a rebound, and he'll heave it from half court, and it's off the mark. And St. Mary's will coast and glide into the fourth quarter, up by 40.
One thing about what we're seeing this evening is although Stevenson, they're playing their hardest. They are no quit. They're not giving up. They're continuing to battle as much as they can. But the reality here is that they are just overwhelmed and overpowered and overmatched against the Eagles this evening.
They are. And, hey, look, Mama said there'd be days like this. I mean, this happens. And this happens to good programs. And St. Mary's and teams that are ranked in the upper tier in the state, you know, hey, at times. But it's all about getting better, isn't it, at this point in time of the year for both teams?
Absolutely. I brought even teaching my son as he was coming along, I said, son, there's never a losing situation. There's always a learning situation. So although they may lose the game, but you have to take learning from every experience and then go back, get in the gym, apply what you lick your wounds and apply what you've learned to get better.
Well said. That's Lauren Bowman, senior. Hey, let's take a look at our rankings, the full court prep first rankings. We rank 11 teams who we think are the best 11 in Metro Detroit. This doesn't cover Grand Rapids or Mid-Michigan or the Thumb, but it's Metro Detroit. St. Mary's is number 1 ranked. Brother Rice number 2. Brother Rice, we should note, had an impressive 18-point win last night against the defending state champion Grand Blanc. De La Salle comes in at 3rd. Of course, another CHSL Central Division team. And we'll get to the rest of that list in a moment. Andrew Smith, pocket left for 3, no. Ball loose and hauled in for the moment by Moratala, who's checked in. So substitutions, let's try to hit them. As we get the foul called on Jackson Wyzalewski, the junior. Also in there is Andrew Smith, Daniel Smythe, and Mason Wisniewski also in there, just a sophomore who had a fine freshman campaign on the JV. There's a steal by Wyzalewski. 4-on-3 for St. Mary's. Kick back to Wisniewski. Also into the game, Victor Giller. And the left-hand shot up and good. And that is Tommy Boss. Tommy Boss. Touchdown Tommy with 2 points. And St. Mary's up by 42.
Very good aggressive move in the lane. The spin move, pivot, finish with the left hand.
The 3-ball off the mark from a Lindigan, a junior guard, and St. Mary's gets it back. Daniel Smythe will run the point, the sophomore. Bugsy, as they call him, across the timeline. Andrew Smith. Smith and Smythe. They will come off the bench this year and be a part of Todd Covert's bench brigade. It is a running clock on purpose because of the lead. I was looking around myself, Jamie, and yeah, I know Jam. I know. Wasilewski for 3, no. And a fine save, good hustle by number 22, that's Darren Bobbitt. There's a steal by Smythe and a 3-on-2 developing. Smythe to Boss, layup good. Touchdown Tommy with another 2, and the Eaglets with their largest lead of 44.
Even with the reserves in, the Eaglets just will not stop. Just steal after steal. They're getting the ball out, they're getting it ahead, and they're finishing on the other end.
Bobbitt from the corner knocks one home. How about that? With a rec specs to boot.
Good shot by Bobbitt there.
Wisniewski short corner right. That's short. Wasilewski with a rebound. So not to be confused with Smith and Smythe out there, but you've also got Wisniewski and Wasilewski. And they say this job is easy and you shouldn't get paid. And that's true. It is easy and you shouldn't get paid. I agree. Wasilewski to trigger. So this will be a good early season test. The lob into Smith. The floater up off the rim and through the hole. And Andrew Smith has his first points of the 2021 campaign. Running clock under 5 minutes. Chad Bush alongside Lauren Bowman Sr. It's been a great time with you, sir.
I really
glad you joined us.
appreciate the opportunity. I really do appreciate you thinking about me to have me come on this evening and help with the broadcast. I'm really enjoying myself here. Thank you very much.
We're glad you're here. Timeout on the floor, 4:42 left. St. Mary's by 43. We're back in a moment to Orchard Lake, Michigan. This is the Prep.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
We want to thank our friends at Work 365. Their mission to help athletes dominate their sport with top training and coaching in athleticism, nutrition, and mental toughness. Work 365. It's fitness professional sports training that quickly fills the gap between where you are and where you're destined to be. Greatness is within you. And contact Work 365 248-875-3188 or email them at info@work365fitness.com. We thank St. Mary's graduate James Gonzalez for his patronage. Check him out. They got a new gym. Have you worked out there in that new gym?
No, I have not worked out in the new gym, but James was very inspirational in helping my son get in basketball shape over this past summer.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'm very, very happy for him. But I have seen it, and it is absolutely fabulous facility.
Yeah.
And those that are looking to get that extra work in, they should definitely go out and see James Gonzalez at Work 365.
He will carve your body. If you're a willing participant, he's going to carve your body and make it look real nice. And
Absolutely.
I saw your son, by the way. We FaceTimed, before the game?
Yes. He was just
Speaking
getting out
of
of practice.
chiseled, my goodness. What got into that kid? He is chiseled, looking very good.
They put some muscle on him down there. And but again, being a willing participant.
Daniel Smythe to the hole, counted and a foul. Bugsy to the bucket, hoop and a hard.
Let me make this quick observation on what you notice of a well-coached team versus the starters and then the reserves. although there may be maybe the talent from the starters to the reserves, but what you do see consistently is the effort. The effort from all of the Eaglets is impressive.
Sure
and
is.
that starts at practice, and it starts with the coaching staff, starting with head coach Todd Colbert.
Well said, sir. Jackson Wesolowski with a steal, and all of his teammates had a crack at it, and they couldn't finish the deal. Victor Giller, talk about great effort. We're seeing it on both sides. You're right. All started with a Wesolowski steal. I'll tell you what, I mean, even the reserves, like down the line, everybody's aware.
Absolutely.
Like aware of this is how, and some of that you just can't teach. Kids just have that natural instinct, like Kareem Rozier, like Sherrod Barnes, Jackson Wesolowski evidently.
But what you can't teach it, but it starts with the mentality to buy in.
That's
and
right.
Once you buy in, then it becomes infectious. You want to be part of what's going on. If you're on the scout team in practice, or if you're on the main team in practice, once you buy into the coach's philosophy and the system that he's running, then everything else will fall in line.
I agree with that. Trigger baseline right. And this is Canyon Love. What a name, Canyon Love. Working his way, willing his way to the bucket is Zach Alindigan, who's coming with some nice minutes here at junior guard. St. Mary's, we told you they're back at it on Sunday. We'll have coverage of that at Grosse Pointe South, against Grosse Pointe South, rather, at UDM Callahan. And it's Clarkston next week on the road. And an 11-day break before they play Canton at North Farmington High School on December 27th. And they close out the year on the 30th against Ferndale at Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids. So that's St. Mary's through the year. As we see the free throws for Mr. Alindigan. Knocks them both home, 65-24, 1:10 left.
Looks just an update here. Looks like we got Sherrod Barnes back on the bench here, unassisted, so that's good news.
Great news. Thank you for that. Ball is loose. Victor Giller fighting for it, but Bobbitt wins it. Bobbitt for his second triple. No. Short. Rebound by Giller. Up to Wisniewski, and he's tied up. Again, the clock will run, and that could be the final possession. And opening night is about to have a bow put on the show. It's been a great doubleheader. This is part of our crew from earlier. Motor City Cruise victory that we saw at about 1 o'clock today. Started at 11. And it ends with an Orchard Lake St. Mary's win against Stevenson. Wesolowski to the hole, and he lays it in.
Aggressive to the end. I love it.
Hot knife through butter.
Again, I just want to reiterate my gratitude and thank you again, Chad, and for having me. And if you ever need anything, you just give me a call, and I'll come running.
You bet. You're not going anywhere. We got a little more post-game insight coming from you, sir. Don't you try to sneak out on me yet. You're going to finish this thing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
St. Mary's finishes this thing 67-24. They knock off Sterling Heights. Stevenson, a lot of season left for both clubs. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back on the Preps coverage of Full Court Prep right after this.
It was very exciting to be the first class. It's just really empowering, and I feel very blessed.
Walking around this campus and getting to see Orchard Lake, no other school gets to see that.
The way my relationship with all my friends has grown is crazy. It's almost like a sisterhood, just how like the guy said a brotherhood. I think we have an amazing sisterhood. To be these women of St. Mary's is to be the first woman or person to do anything. You're making a legacy. Just by being here, going to school, that's not really a thing that everybody gets to experience. You're starting something new.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
St. Mary's is a place where boys come to find their place in the world. It's not just a place where we learn what to think, it's a place where we learn how to think. Education of the mind can be found almost anywhere. Education of the soul is what I've been taught at St. Mary's. So, if you think you're ready to be a part of our tradition rooted in success, come see for yourself how St. Mary's is more than just a school.
Yep, Orchard Lake St. Mary's league champs 2021, trying to get back at it here in 2022. A good start tonight as St. Mary's wins this ball game tonight. And 67-24 your final score. St. Mary's was led by Trey McKinney's 17 points. Sherrod Barnes, the freshman, with 11. So your two freshmen leading scorers. Javon Hanna, the senior, with 11 points, and Jack Crichton with 10. Those are the double-digit scorers for St. Mary's. As we get a look at some of the highlights that went down in the Eaglets win tonight over Sterling Heights Stevenson, attacking the 10. And we saw that from Kareem Rozier. It's what he does best, Lauren.
Absolutely. If you notice in almost every play in these highlights, what you're seeing is the Eaglets being aggressive on the defensive end, steal after steal. They're pushing the break. They're finding the open man and finishing it at the other end.
Nice little skip pass there.
A beautiful thing to behold all evening.
Sure was. Then we see the steal in the backcourt, part of a 5-0 run for Hannah in like a 5-second span. And then, Lauren, we saw the push here from Crichton in the finish.
Absolutely. Again, you're going to see a pattern of being aggressive and then attacking the basket and finishing. A lot of those with the and one and the foul as well.
Bugsy Smythe with a bucket. Jackson Wasilewski was a problem for some. Didn't get the bucket to go here, but the extra effort you saw and noted. The reserves hustled, played strong all through. Sterling Heights Stevenson gave it their all too. Look, a bit overmatched. They knew that coming in. They've got some pieces. They've got a nice program. They're going to compete in the upper third of the MAC Red as well.
Absolutely. And then I just want to give a shout-out to their coach, Stevenson coach, head coach Ryan Joseph there in his third year. And just, getting his guys together, getting them ready to go. And he knows what he's up against. He knows what he has to do. But I'm sure that Stevenson's going to continue to improve. Also, another shout-out to JJ, their point guard. I was very, very impressed with him, with Justin James there. He's a senior, constantly just working hard, playing hard, dropping nice dimes, court awareness, court vision, and being that spark plug for them on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, with the football guys and LeDuc and Kwiatkowski, and when they get Ramsey back, and they got some nice pieces with Sido and Shureg and Unjaye. They've got some guys to make a move in the MAC Red, no doubt. It's been a pleasure to cover them tonight, coming over from the east side. Mm-hmm. So St. Mary's moves on. They go to 1-0, and they will take on Grosse Pointe South on Sunday, 6 o'clock start right here on the Prep. And we'll also have coverage tomorrow night here on the Prep with the Motor City Cruise. As the Crews are back at it. They've won 2 in a row, and we'll have coverage on this network starting at 6:45 tomorrow night. You can check that out on Facebook Live. Check out Motor City Cruise Facebook page, and also you can check it out on ESPN Plus and NBAGleague.com. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with this crew tonight, and we want to thank all the folks that helped out. We want to thank Susie Smythe for her help in statistics. Jamie Janssen back on stats, and oh, does it feel nice. Evan Westfall made the trip in from that other Stevenson. He's getting ready to tee some things off, but he was good enough to help us out tonight on the scoreboard, doing a great job as always. Ali Hadi, assistant producing this product, took some time off to come over from Rochester and Oakland And it's good to see him as well in that second chair. Next to the chief, Alex Westfall, your technical director and executive producer of the broadcast. And our cameramen, who did a fabulous job tonight, led by Rob Sarna. Rob Sarna on the floor. How about Rob? Good to have him back. Also, a pleasure to welcome Sam Fisher on camera as well, doing great work and making his prep debut. And special thanks to Kyle Buchanan, the mayor of camera work, for us, doing a great job. Double duty, double dip for him. Thank you so much, Kyle, for leading the crew. For my partner, Lauren Bowman, senior, doing great stuff. Thanks for working with me. You did a great job. I think you got a future in this.
I love it.
You're not even trying. You did a great job.
You know, basketball is in my blood. It's what I do. It's what I love. I love the X's and O's. I just love the game. So anytime we can get together and talk hoops, I'm with it. So
all right, let's do it again.
Let me know. I'll be there.
All right. Best of luck to your son as well, Lauren Bowman II. We'll keep an eye on him as always up in Wisconsin, on Wisconsin, and onward we go. Your final score tonight, one more time, St. Mary's 67, Sterling Heights Stevenson 24. Thanks everybody for watching. So long. Good night from Orchard Lake.